Legends to the hero who fought along we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with the holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the 10th of March 2024, and today we are here to talk about the importance of the Ambazonian woman, the power of the Ambazonian woman. We just celebrated the Women's International Women's Day of 2024. As an Ambazonian woman, we decided to come out today and talk about the importance of this day in the history of Ambazonia. For our women, for our mothers and our fathers. We want to come out today as a group to appreciate the power of the Ambazonian woman. Our mothers who are in the bushes, our sisters who are fighting in the various defense lines of Ambazonia, defending the territorial integrity of Ambazonia. We've come today to talk about the power of the Ambazonian girl child. Those children who have grown up in the most difficult circumstances on this earth, more than any other child in the world. They've lost the luxury of having a play home, a playground. They've lost everything, but still, even in this difficult moment, they still strive. Today, we've come to talk about them, the power, the resilience of these women and children of Ambazonia, but most especially, the support that our mothers give to our fighters on the ground, our female fighters who have given up everything, who believe in the freedom of Ambazonia, and for the past 7 years have fought endlessly to defend Ambazonia and to bequeath to our future generation a free homeland. Ladies and gentlemen, today we want to talk about the Ambazonian woman. This year's theme of International Women's Day talk about invest in women, accelerate the progress. How does that resonate with the Ambazonian child, the female child in Ambazonia? How do we plan to celebrate International Women's Day in Ambazonia? What is the significance of this day to us as Ambazonian women, but most especially to a child who was born in this time of war and who has been growing up during this period? How can we instill? What values should we instill on these children? How has our cultural heritage been impacted by the celebration of International Women's Day in Ambazonia over the last 7 years? In the studio today, I have with me two brilliant, brave Ambazonian women who have for the last 7 years stood their ground to support the Ambazonian liberation struggle, who have supported women on the ground in different occasions, who have supported fighters on the ground, who have stood their ground, supported in different ways to make sure that Ambazonia is finally called a home for our children. And with me here, I have with me our bravest Mami B in the studio, and I also have our one and only baby Brown, the no-nonsense lady. They will be joining me in the studio as the studio brings them up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the Amber bravest and Amber strongest women in the studio. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Mami became prepared. You can see her Ambazonia, everything on her. So she came prepared. Mami B, I've known you over the years. We've been in this struggle together. You've never blinked. You've stood your ground because you believe in the cause of the Ambazonian struggle. Thank you for taking out time from your busy schedule. I know you are an entrepreneur. You are a businesswoman. You don't joke with your hours. So thank you very much for taking out time to join us today in the studio to talk about International Women's Day, Women and Leadership in Ambazonia. And also, I'll come back to you, Ma Baby Brown. The one who shoots and doesn't miss. Okay, in the studio we have our one and only Baby Brown, the no-nonsense lady, and a very brave Ambazonian fighter who is a no-nonsense lady. Thank you both for joining me in the studio. I appreciate you for taking out time to be with me here. Mami B, you're welcome.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my sister, senior Amber lady in the house. Thank you very much for that introduction. I am so, it's a privilege to be in a position where you can speak for the oppressed. It is a very big privilege that a lot of people don't understand. And when I got the phone call, I was like, I really, my heart is in Ambazonia. I really have to make time for this. I'm so busy. I have exam tomorrow, but I have to be here. And I'm here because it is about humanity. It's about the future. It's about our children. Even if I'm in the diaspora, my children are born here, that doesn't mean they're exempted from the ground, our nation, Ambazonia. They are part of that nation, and we have to stand up for the oppressed regardless. So let's go ahead. Thank you so much.
And Baby Brown, you have any words before we go straight into this?
Wow. I will start at both sides. Thank you so much for the opportunity. When I got the phone call, I was like, I cannot. There is no way I can say no to Ambazonia. Tomorrow I have work, but there is no way I can ever say no to Ambazonia because it's about our freedom. Being a slave is something that uh, I won't wish even for my enemies. And if you feel like a slave, it's just like you are less than an animal. Yeah, less than an animal. So I had to come up and uh, talk, sensitize, and keep encouraging uh, all those who are fighting, especially the females, that even though we are not there with them, we are still in the diaspora and we are fighting and we are supporting in our own way, and to also let them know that we will be there till the end.
That's
So thank you so
right.
much for
Okay.
the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Baby Brown. Thank you very much, Mami B. And before we go forward, once again, I just want to use this opportunity to extend our heartfelt, solidarity and support to our mothers who are in the bushes, those in different IDP centers, those who are refugees across different African continents, and those that have even crossed over to Europe and the Americas. And also, I want to especially our prisoners of war. We've seen the horrible and horrific pictures coming out from different dungeons of La République du Cameroon, how they treat our prisoners in there. And we want to say thank you for your tenacity. Thank you for standing strong, and thank you for not giving up on the struggle, because you being there is because you believe in the freedom of Ambazonia. You didn't, out of the treatment given to you in the prisons, give up on this fight for the liberation of our homeland. You stood your ground, and we can never commend you or appreciate you enough for standing your ground. Indeed, when we say we are the never again generation, you've all proven to us that indeed, Ambazonia, this generation is indeed the never again generation that will not take no for an answer. We want to say thank you very much. I also want to use this opportunity to thank the leadership of the Ambazonian Governing Council, especially the president and the leader of the Ambazonia War of Liberation, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, for the incredible work that he is doing, for his sacrifices, for everything that he does for this struggle. Because without the Ambazonian Governing Council, without a leader like Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, we would not have this struggle to where we are today. And so I just want to thank every egg of sis who is fighting home and abroad to make sure that this struggle goes to the end. For your time, your resources, everything that you put on board to make sure that we have a free homeland. In the studio here, we want to say thank you. We want to appreciate you in public because sometimes we have a lot of people working behind the scenes and nobody says thank you to them. We are here on behalf of the leadership of the Ambazonian Governing Council. As the press secretary to the president, I'm saying to you, thank you. The president appreciates you. Ambazonians appreciate you a lot. And also to our female fighters. Oh my goodness. How do we even start to appreciate you? You have given up everything, your life as a young lady. You pick up arms to defend your territory, to defend your block, to defend your mothers and your sisters and your brothers, to defend even your husbands, to defend your community. This is something that is rare. Not everybody will have that courage to pick up weapons to defend themselves. You were raped. You saw your younger sisters raped. You saw your mothers raped. You saw your mothers digging graves to bury your brothers, your husbands, your children. And you told yourself, no, I will stand up for my nation. I will stand and defend my community. I will defend my block. And that you have been doing steadily for the past 7 years. And we cannot say thank you enough. We just say thank you. We appreciate you for what you are doing. Ambazonia is truly indebted in you for you guys. We really appreciate you. And to everybody, every Ambazonian out there, home and abroad, in the dungeons, wherever you are, as long as you still bear that name proudly, wear it on your body like Mamibi is wearing it now, that you are a true son and daughter of Ambazonia. We salute you. We say una cafe day up. And thank you to every Ambazonian woman in the diaspora. We are not forgetting you because we know the sacrifices that you made, the humanitarian support, those that have taken up on the fighters' families to support them, those that have taken up on the children whose parents have fallen in this war to support them through school, to support them in different ways. We say thank you. Through this difficult moment, 7 years, we are still standing. It's because we are united. We believe in one thing. That's the total and unconditional independence of Ambazonia. We just want to appreciate you all for everything that you do, for the time that you take to come out on air to speak, for the time that you spend, for the hours, extra hours you take at work to raise more money to send back home. We say thank you. We say thank you to everybody, and thank you most especially to these women who are not scared to put their faces out here to speak about women in leadership, women in Ambazonia. I say thank you to you, Mami B, and thank you to you, Baby Brown. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like this is gonna be this show, the way they are so ready to just bring it on. So I'm so excited about today. And Mami B, 2 days ago, the world celebrated International Women's Day. As an Ambazonian woman, I want you to first of all tell me how you felt when that day was approaching and when that day approached. How did you feel as a woman?
Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. As an Ambazonian, I am an Amazonian before I was born. It was already inside of me. So from my own struggles that I had in, back home before even leaving that country to live out of the country, the stigma, the pain, I still feel them. I still know, the experiences. They are still very fresh in my mind. I remember one time I went, I was going to rewrite ordinary level French. I used to take French very serious because I was aspiring to be a journalist, So in order for you to do A1, you have to be able to pass French at the ordinary level. So I went to Boya to register late entry French. And when I arrived, I remember very well when I arrived there. So it was the new system that I was one of the first batch to use the new system of the GCE registration and all of that. And there was this lady there who understand nothing in English. So this is not about French, but about the people. It's not about French. Let me put that clear first. So, but about the system that has made These people think that they are above us in so many ways. So I needed help because that's my first time using that, that form, the ABC form and all of that. So I needed
Right.
help, but this woman could not even understand what I was asking, the kind of help I was asking. And all she did was to start calling me names. As young as I was so naive. I couldn't understand why this woman was calling me a shawo. Sorry that I'm using that kind of a word on here, but those are the things that woman told me that I was. Because I just needed help. In French, she was saying all sorts of things. Those are some of the things that people are experiencing, even if they do not call themselves Ambazonia. Women, children as young as 0. The fact that they are Ambazonians running blood, blood running in their body, they are going through hell. I can just but only imagine what they are going through right now, that things have gone so south, so bad. I've seen the post on social media. A 6 years old was raped to death. A 17-year-old died in Bamenda on her way to go study. Another girl was killed on her way to go open her store. Just this week, just these days. So, International Women's Day, I don't even know why it is supposed to be celebrated, because the woman of Ambazonia, the woman from Ambazonia is down, is in pain, and she is sitting inside the blood of her children, the blood of her husband, the blood of her sisters, her grandmothers, and everybody. And she's just there crying, but the world, nobody is listening, nobody is paying attention. People are buying how what they call this thing, woman day wrapper, and dancing on top of that blood, which is it makes me I cannot even express the words how I feel, but I feel so pained. I feel so horrible that me as an Amazonian woman, I'm not heard, I'm not recognized, I'm not acknowledged, and nobody's hearing my pain as an Amazonian woman. But I know that even though the world does not hear us, we are not going to sit down in our blood and just continue to cry. We are going to stand up and look forward into our future and fight for our children. I was
Wow.
pained. We are ready to go forward regardless.
Thank you very much. Regardless, we will go forward. For the sake of those who have fallen, for every Ambazonian woman who has been killed by the brute forces of La République du Cameroon, we will mourn them, but we will move forward and make sure that they didn't die in vain. And thank you very much for that. It's so painful to know that the world celebrates women, but the women of Ambazonia have been dehumanized in every way. We've seen how our girls have been forced to crawl in mud. We've seen how our girls have been raped to death. You just mentioned a 6-year-old raped to death. Who rapes a 6-year-old child? If not a monster, who rapes a 6-year-old child? A child who is still struggling to understand the meaning of their name. You rape them to death. And this is what is happening in Ambazonia. But nobody seems to understand or to talk about it. But like you said, we, the women of Ambazonia who have the voices, who are opportune to speak, we will continue to speak until they hear us. If they don't hear us, then we will rise and do what we have to do best. Thank you
Oh,
very
yes.
much for that, Mami B. And Baby Brown, I know you are a straight shooter. When it comes to you don't take prisoners. I know you for that one. You don't take prisoners when it comes to anything Ambazonia. I want, in your own word, we've witnessed how the world celebrated Women's Day in Ambazonia. But in Ambazonia, when I think of Women's Day, I think of Baby Mata. When I think of Women's Day, I think of Mami Api. When I think of Women's Day, I think of the many women who were brutally murdered by the same forces of law and order who claim to say they own Ambazonia and they are there to protect our citizens. This is what they tell the international community. This is what they tell the international medias, that they are in there for the protection of civilians. But they are the same people murdering and massacring civilians, not just killing them, but setting their corpses ablaze. We saw how Baby Mata was murdered. We saw how the children of Gagbo were murdered. We saw how they murder our children and set their corpses ablaze. The pain of the wailing, you can still hear the wailing of these children. Those that were in the womb that didn't even have the opportunity to say, hello, mommy. They are still crying. Their blood is still crying for vengeance. Baby Brown, when you saw that charade, the parade on the streets of Ambazonia, including some Ambazonian mothers going out to celebrate Women's Day, wearing La Republic uniforms? What comes to your mind? What message do you have for these women?
Big sis, please. I'm talking to Ground Zero, so just permit me
Mami Flo,
to express myself in pidgin so that make the message go
go
straight
ahead.
to
Go ahead.
the people of the Gambia, especially the women.
Right.
Yeah. When I see Ground Zero, normally under normal circumstances, Women's Day na day where all women dey give a celebrate. Yeah, celebrate the womanhood, celebrate the greatness of women, which way women they don't do. Every positive thing. Even just by getting into the labor room, pushing out that baby. Oh my God, some women die of it. So we have the right to celebrate. There's no problem about that. But it baffle me. It really baffle me when I dey see, especially Ambazonians inside Ambazonian land. Women, they forget so fast. Say 7 years ago till now, na them they still dig their picking their graves. They will go on, put on that bloody material where La Republic provide them for them. Go out there, the mash, the showcase nonsense. I know, like, what are they really thinking? What did they think when they go out, they do that? Now, question that one I want ask every woman, especially Ambazonian woman for Ground Zero. What una they think? Una don't suddenly forget, so una picking them, una grand picking them. The ones the way they don't, where they see the belly, they know how born them. Una don't suddenly forget. Say the boys them and women they pick up arms for free una. They die, some still there for bush the fight. Una go out, una they celebrate waiting. Like they don't suddenly just forget, say they are living in slavery or how. I know did you understand? So I feel so bad. You remember when I was when I be there in the so-called Cameroon in those days when I no be know, like in 2010 and before, with the experience where I don't go through inside that country. The day I was traveling out of that country, like coming to the diaspora, I'm telling you, it was my best day. It was my best day on earth. The way I was happy, I didn't understand why I was happy. I don't understand why I would be happy why I did come out that country until when I step my foot for outside as a black person, as an African, I see the face the same thing for outside here. Now the reason that way we say we better prefer for free the Ambazonia because not only for they will we get freedom because out here there is no freedom in Ambazonia. Once La Republic still there, we not still get freedom. We are dying every day. They are killing us, killing you for free for no good reasons. Enter the hospitals, kill. Trained murderers as doctors and nurses, sent into our hospitals to kill us. What are you people really celebrating in Ambazonia in particular? When other countries they celebrate Women's Day, Ambazonian women they're not supposed to celebrate them because they get to think of what they don't go through and what they still go through. So I really feel bad, about them. So that's how I feel about the
Right.
celebration in Ground Zero, especially as Ambazonians and in Ambazonia land. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, Baby Brown. Thank you very much for that powerful message. I'm very happy you decided to speak to our mothers in the language they will understand best because sometimes it looks like they don't understand us each time when we come out to really talk to them. It looks like they don't get the drill at all because
Message.
in the past 7 years we have seen our mothers It is an abomination. I always say this covering my eyes because it is an abomination to see a woman in Ambazonia dig a grave to bury their own child. Women are never anywhere close to grave digging. When I was back home, when there is anything like somebody died, the men in the neighborhood, in the quarter, they go and dig the grave. Not even the family members, the men in the quarter, they go together, and that's a form of solidarity to show support to that family, to say that we are here together. But our mothers, we saw our mothers digging graves to bury their own children. Even the Bible says we will bury that we will be the ones to do what? Bury our own parents, not
Yes.
the parents burying their
That,
own children.
and
But
that goes
the
a long way
Republic,
to show. Yeah, that goes a long way
right?
to show how they reduce our women to nothing.
Okay,
Exactly. And
and why and what led to the women digging our graves and digging the graves of their children? That's because La
that's a
Republique
question.
was killing the men for free.
Exactly.
Some had to decide to take up arms to free the people, free their mothers, free themselves. In the process, they died. You understand? And when they die, the mothers who are left in the villages, in the towns, are forced to bury their children. They have suddenly just forgotten. And they are all putting on La Republique, whatever material, whatever, and they are celebrating. What are they celebrating? That is the question
Exactly.
they should
And
ask
that is the
themselves.
message. This is the message we've come to pass across to our mothers back home, because it looks like they are in the habit of forgetting so fast or so quick. We see how our mothers, they dig graves and bury their children, and the question we ask ourselves is, where were the men? Where were the young men in the communities? That is because every young man in the community from age 10 and above is a target to La République du Cameroon. You become a target not because your sister is a fighter or your father is a fighter, because you are an Ambazonian. An Ambazonian male child is a target to La Republic. And when they saw that our female, our brave fighters female have joined the fighting ranks of Ambazonia, our children also became, the female child also became a target. So today we are here just to encourage our mothers. We know that 7 years of instability, 7 years of constant gun firing, this and that, can cause a lot of people to be discouraged. But we want to talk about the values, our cultural values that have made us to be who we are. We've survived La République du Cameroon for how many years? 63 years. So we can't tell ourselves that we can survive them for the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Or what we cannot be there for our fighters who are fighting to make sure that we don't go back into that level of 63 years of suffering. We can't stand with them for another 1, 2, 3 years. Our message to our mothers is that we understand the pain that they've gone through. Through the difficulties, they've been there. We have resilient mothers who will give up everything to make sure that our fighters on the ground, they have food, they have boots on their legs, they have bullets in their guns. We say thank you to those mothers, and we want to use them as examples to encourage other mothers within the neighborhood to say that an Ambazonian woman, you have a duty as a mother. It doesn't matter if that fighter is your son, your birth child or not. We have a communal life where a child of the community is a child of everybody. You see a mother spanking your child, even though you are not related by blood or anything. But because that woman knows that by culture, you're supposed to bring up that child in the best way. You teach the morals in any way that you can. When he sees a child doing something wrong, he spanks that child and tell them to go back and revisit their home training. That is what we want.
Oh
Let's not
yes.
allow our mothers to be
Yeah,
to
to
be
add to
bought
what you
over.
said, Dixie, let's encourage our people not to forget, not to
Right.
forget where they are coming from, not to forget where they are now and where they are going to. It's very, very
Exactly.
important. We
Exactly.
understand the pressure they are having on
Yeah.
ground. La
Yeah.
Republic is putting a lot of pressure on them. by killing them, because that's the best thing they can do. We
Yeah.
understand what they are going through, we understand it, but at the same time, they should not forget. They should not forget what we are in. They should not forget what those uh, our females, because today is we are celebrating the women. I'm sorry, my fighters. We have to praise the female fighters today. We know you people have been doing a great job, but we want to focus on the female fighters. The female FBI's, the spies, those who are giving information. All of you, it's not easy. So, but you people should not forget that they are your children that are in there fighting to free you. So, mo no forget them. I beg.
Yes.
Now the message that will come here today for talk.
That's good. And okay, since Baby Brown is just finished speaking, let me come to you there, Mami B. We've seen how even female, we have our mothers in the community who instead of serving as protectors of our fighters in the bushes or defenders of our communities, they've rather turned to become spies for La Republic, divulging information of where our fighters are hiding. And our young girls have been used by La Republic forces soldiers. They lure them into relationship. They dig information from them. And the same people are the same murderers of your brothers and your sisters. They flooded our hospitals with corpses. The mortuaries are full on a constant basis because the same, our young girls who are supposed to stand firm with the values, the doctrines that our parents taught us when we were growing. They've sold all those values because they've been lured by La Republic military forces who come into our territory, parading our territory. They feel that having a relationship with them is what they need. What message do you have for our young girls? Those young women who have allowed themselves to be used as spies against the freedom of Ambazonia.
First of all, the point is that we as Ambazonians, we are more valuable than it's not like when you put humans, what they have been portraying is that we are, down. But it is actually because of our value, it is actually because of what we have, what we are, that they are trying to show that we are nothing. You understand the gymnastic. So the country as a whole, when we're used to being Cameroonians, it was always as if that Bamenda people them, that Bamenda girls them. When you speak English, they're always trying to bring you down. Nobody tries to bring someone down who is not up already. So I want you to understand, first of all, that you are already more than valuable. That's the amount of value that you have in you. You don't even understand. You are that battered wife that the husband cannot live without you. Even though he is battering on you, he is doing everything evil in the world. He cannot live without your cocoa. He cannot live without your rubber. He cannot live without the children that are coming out of your loins because they are giants. Anything about the Ambazonian woman, it is amazing. It is super meaningful. It is super valuable to their oppressor. If there's no Ambazonia, there'll be no Cameroon. That is why you see them holding on us so firmly. They don't want to let us go. They don't want to let you go, especially you, the Ambazonian woman. They are trying so hard to manipulate you. Do not fall for their manipulation. If you look at our senior women who are supposed to be defending and supporting our young children that are coming up, they have rather turn their back on us, turn their eyes on us, ignore the pain, ignore the blood, and they are feasting over there with the enemy. Women like Nalova Lyonga, who is a minister of basic education. They are busy eating and dining with those people, those evil monsters who are killing us every day, raping our children every day, taking every just basic human dignity we don't have anymore. When we look at people like that, that is not the end. They are not going to be there forever, and they are going to be humiliated. Everything that has a beginning definitely have an end. So my message to you as an Ambazonian woman, an Ambazonian young lady, an Ambazonian young child, do not give up your hopes because you are very valuable. God knows why you are on this earth, and He knows what you are going through, and He knows what is going to come out of you. So please do not even give up. I want to talk about your value. When you look at yourself as an Ambazonian, you have culture, you have exemplary culture, something that these other people don't have. When you talk about a woman who is valuable, who is worth putting in front, your regalia is what they are stealing to go use to go represent themselves. They have nothing. They have nothing without you. They don't have culture. They don't have respect. They don't have a meaning to life. All they can do is to drink, get drunk, fornicate around, adult, just do all kinds of things that you cannot even imagine. But this is not our culture. This is not us as a people. We as Ambazonia, especially the women, we are very proud. We are full of proud and pride that I'm talking about positive pride that brings you up to where you're supposed to be for a human. Please do not forget your value. You are very valuable. You're very loved, and that is why I probably don't want to let you go. But trust me,
Okay.
the end is coming. The end is coming when all these people who have decided to go feast with the enemy, they are going to come crumbling and begging. Your children, the children that are coming out of your loins, they are going to be exalted high above all these people that you see. Please
Okay.
continue to
Thank
build
you
up your
very much.
value.
Thank
Yes.
you very much, Mami B, for that. I hope they understand the value of the Ambazonian woman. So, Baby Brown, I'm coming back to you with the same question I asked Mami B. But now, like I said, we see our young women who are supposed to protect the hideout of our fighters. They are being lured into relationships with La Republique military. And what they do is they use them as sexual tools, and then they use them to get out information from them about the whereabouts of our fighters. Because in every community, unless you didn't grow in your community, you know the nooks and crannies of your community. You know where somebody can hide and where somebody cannot hide. So they know that every child in every community knows where is a good hiding place for the fighters. So they've been using our mothers, widows, and then young girls, promising them heaven and earth. But what they only do with them is to use them as sexual tools and then get information from them as our to use against our fighters. And that they have been using this tool over the last 7 years, and many of our fighters have died in the hands of La Republique, not because they were intelligent enough to find out where our fighters were, or they were brave enough in the battlefield to fight a straight-on battle, exchange battle with our fighters, but because our own very people, women, widows, mothers, saw out the hiding places. What message do you have for Amazonian girls, especially these ones that they have been flattered with 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, and then they just go boom and they give out everything that they are not supposed to give out? What message do you have for them?
Thank you very much, Big Sis. I'll always call you that.
Of course, I
You
earn
keep all the formalities,
it.
Yeah. You keep all the formalities. Say La Republic don't always get this plan out. Not be
Yeah.
today. Since the day
Okay.
they invaded us, from the 1st of October, when they gave us that charade they called the independence. They already had it planned out, destroy most of our infrastructures that are giving our people money, the means to live. So they started by destroying that. They destroyed our education system, train our train our parents. Yeah, not our grandparents, but our parents train us, to have their values, and also they used poverty. Poverty was also another tool they use on our people, so that when we woke up, yeah, they'll use money for quench that appetite for freedom, So they had this well planned out, and it was not planned in 10 years, 20 years. It was planned since 1960, 1961. So you can imagine the slavery road on the inside. And the worst part of it is that they are slaves and they don't even know that they are slaves. That's the worst part of it. So that means they don't even know their values. That is why
Right.
would they out there for tell them say they are not slaves. They should recognize their values by how are we doing it? first and foremost, we educate them, we educate them, we give them education. How? By first of all, making them understand that they are not slaves. And secondly, we're going to encourage those girls instead for the go out for the fine killing as a normalcy for the kill your own brother. Go out there, do farming, do vocational training,
Right.
for train yourself on how you make money, instead for go out there begging, because like I said, they have used poverty to 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 to
Brainwash people.
to break our people. So now that we are fighting, they are using that same
Same.
poverty
Yeah.
for quench the fight by going into our communities, promising 5,000, 10,000, even promising without even giving. That is the worst part of it. They'll promise you that I'll give you 50,000, 500,000. Just show me somewhere the fight a day. Once you show it, they disappear or they kill you again. After after you don't show up, they can't kill you again at our top. So La Republique has done harm, really, really. La Republique don't really do harm for we. Yeah, not today. It get to take time. That is why we they out here to educate them, on their
Thank you.
values. Because they
Thank you.
don't devalue them
Yeah.
they devalue us from birth. It's just that
Yeah.
few of us came out intelligent, sort out ourselves, but majority of our population are not. And like majority of them are very gullible. So that is why we are out here. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Baby Brown. And
I want just add to this, say this our young girls them, Moon and also La Republic military in particular, they are zero. They don't deserve your attention. They don't deserve your body. They don't deserve anything good. You are too good for them. You don't even get to be in communication with them. Run away
Yeah,
from them
mommy,
as much as you can. Not even listen to them, not even get conversation with them
mommy,
because they don't
you
even
don't
deserve.
remind me of something.
They be
You don't remind me
drunkards,
of something.
thieves, they are illiterates, they don't even value them own self. You don't say as they beat their own man, they are their own picking them back there for their own side. They are very useless set of people. No ever should don't listen to them
Mommy,
because
be
your
my
brothers,
systematic
parents
something. Ma,
okay,
actually, let's go on
just
talk
allow
about this.
Mommy B.
It's systematic
Just
something.
just hold on there,
I
ladies. I know you're
want
all on fire. You want to,
yes, sorry.
yeah,
I wanted to
that's
ask
fine.
you what you said about the military. It's a systematic something. And when they are sending these militaries, they don't send their healthy militaries on our land. We should have that in mind. They send those that have dangerous diseases, to come, and because their aim is to eliminate us and take over the land. So when they are sending this soldier, this their La Repub- this their military. I don't know. I don't want to call them militaries. These are thieves. To our land. They send the unhealthy ones, the thieves, the ones that are killers, the ones that are suffering from all sort of diseases. So when they will come, they will kill. They will transfer that illness for our girls. Our girls will take that illness, get am for our boys. Before you know them, now so we will just dey die. So nothing that yeah, nothing that one
right.
just add for mommy be talk.
Right. And that's the
Yeah.
beauty of it, because you see one person's, you start up something, then you ignite another version of it from another person. And so this is the beauty of it, bringing intelligent women to come and talk to our young ladies. And what I wanted to add also on this is, Ambazonian ladies, we should never forget who we are. We must, under no circumstances, forget who we are. We should not forget that the same people who wants to lure you into a relationship, they have one mission: destroy them all. Execute all the Ambazonians and get over their land, get their minerals, get their resources, get their wealth, get everything that is valuable from their land. They don't consider you to be anything meaningful. You must make yourself meaningful, and by doing that, you have to stay away from them. Know that they are the same people that have caused your hospitals to be full. Know that they are the same people that have raised your entire communities, have chased your brothers and your sisters out of your country. They are now refugees in Nigeria, refugees in other parts of Africa. Some are IDPs within bushes that you would never have thought a human being could survive in it. These are the same people that are trying to make you think you have value for them. They'll just come in with 5,000 and that is it. Once they get what they want from you, they will destroy you. You must protect your brothers and your sisters who have been brave enough to pick up arms to defend you, because they are fighting for you. They are not fighting for me. They are not fighting for themselves. They can defend themselves. They are fighting for you who is walking around in the community, because they are trying to protect that community. They've taken it upon themselves to say that when this military, they walk into our community to rape our brothers, our sisters, to force our young men to rape their own mothers in our presence, to force young men to rape their sisters in the presence of their mothers, that is not a friend. That is a monster. You must take all of this into consideration. A man who comes in and your cultural heritage, places that you value as traditional places, they set them ablaze. That is not a friend. A man who ties your hand, who shoots you, then ties your hand at the back, carries your body and set it ablaze, is not a friend. That is not somebody you should associate yourself with. Our young ladies, please, we want you to remember these things. Look at the various homes that have been burned down. Look at the various farmlands with crops that were growing and they set them ablaze. Children who have not even had the opportunity to travel, to even see the war, they shut them down. Your own brothers and sisters, they were killed in the most disgusting way. You are
By
not
some dirty
an
set of people.
access to them.
They don't even wash. They don't
They,
even take baths. Very dirty
no,
set of people. They don't
no,
deserve to touch
yes,
their skin.
exactly. So, my
They
dear
have
Ambazonian women,
normalized death in our land. You go to the hospital to die, not to go and get well. Like everything is just upside down. They've
exactly.
attacked our education system in a very, very bad way. They've made our people not to believe in handwork, like in other sectors like farming. Instead, people that they believe say there's one thing with people that believe say they go buy concours. Who does that in the world? I don't understand. How can you go and buy concours to be a teacher? How can I don't understand, like seriously, our
Not
people
to
And that
really
is
need to
why
pick
we are
up,
here, right? We are here to remind our people that you don't need to. We have to build an
our nation.
Ambazonia where
Oh, yeah.
everything is by merit, where you will be
You
taught in a way that once you graduate, you will not depend on the government for a job, but you will be
Oh, yes.
self-educated in a way that you can self-reliant on your own self. That is
Oh,
why
yeah.
we
yes.
have the best educational system that has been set up by the Ambazonia Education Board, training our people, the new technologies of the. As the war evolves, the educational system is embracing that level of evolvement. That is what
Oh,
Ambazonia
yes.
is doing. So, just to close that topic so that we can move forward, we just want to encourage our young women that your integrity is most important. What you do, there is a saying that when you educate a man, you educate one man. But when you educate a single woman, you educate an entire community, which means that the Ambazonian woman is more valuable to the lives of the community than even a single man that is educated. I that I'm sitting here, my education is more valuable. It's been like an entire community's education. So we have so much that we can offer to our people. We must remember why we are even fighting. So let us not throw that away because of a single day. Let's not throw that away because somebody gave you 5,000 to kill your own brothers and your sisters. Because when you think that you've shown where the fighters are hiding, it's not just the fighter they will kill anything they meet on the way. Animals, human beings, houses will come down. And I hope you can live with that for the rest of
including
your life,
you that they got the 5,000 too.
including you, and they will kill you and take out the 5,000 from your purse, including any
Exactly.
other that you have. So let us, our women, our young women, please, there is no life with them. There is absolute, don't, if they tell you they love you, it's a fat lie. They don't have any trait of love in them. All they know how to do is kill. So we just want to remind you of who you are, the value that you carry. Don't forget who you are, your integrity. Don't forget the children that have been killed. Never forget baby Martha. Never forget Mami Api. Never forget the children that were raped in the universities, your brothers, your sisters, decapitated, Samsoya. Don't forget these things because of 5,000 Ambazonians. But we just say, stay steadfast. We will get our freedom. And that can only happen if we work together. As Ambazonian women, we owe it to our mothers, our fathers, our fighters. We owe it to ourselves. Okay, so let us move to the next area of, to the next question there that we would like to tackle. Mami B, I will start with you there. This year's theme of International Women's Day, it talks about empowering women, invest in women. I say that to you first because I know you you are a bulldozer with when it comes to marketing and empowering and investments and all of that stuff. So it says invest in women accelerates progress. So I would like the technical team to put that in the this thing there on the bar. Let us just have what exactly. So when we talk as an Ambazonian woman who lives in the diaspora and you believe in investing in women, you as a woman, you invested in yourself. What message do you have for Ambazonian women, those on the ground who are hoping to someday, who most of them who look up to you and want to be like you? What message do you have for them?
First of all, I want to recognize the fact that as an Ambazonia woman, you are unique. I want you to recognize that you are unique. You are blessed. You have a lot of potentials inside of you that the world will not even be able to consume everything that you have inside of you as an Ambazonia woman, because the fact that you're going through this thing, first of all, we recognize that you are going through a lot. I know when we say we are going through a lot, it's like a general thing, but you are really going through something that is unique to you. You
Studio, can
alone.
you highlight Mami B instead? Mami B, hold on, please. Can the studio highlight Mami B who is talking, please, not me, please? Okay,
Yes.
go ahead, Mami B.
Yes, as I was saying, that you and as Ambazonia woman, you are unique to your own problems that you're going through. We recognize. We are not saying that we don't know what you're going through. We don't see what you're going through. We see. We cannot even understand it as much as you who is going through it. We can only but imagine, right? But you are able to go through it. It means you have something inside of you that is amazing, something that money cannot buy, something that I don't know. It is way beyond your imagination. Amazing potentials, amazing abilities, amazing, strength, from your spirituality to your emotional to your mental powers. You can do so much that you cannot even imagine. Just give yourself the space. Give yourself the just give yourself Forgive yourself. If you're feeling hurt, that is very natural. If you're feeling pain, that is very natural. If you're feeling like you want to slap somebody and cause a fight, that is very okay. You have the right to feel that way. You have the right to even express yourself. But we understand that you are living in a place, war-torn zone. We understand that. And yet we are saying that, please stay strong, stay courageous, and know that you have a lot of capabilities inside of you. I remember when I was in secondary school, around from one all the way to form five, I used to have a lot of financial difficulties, and I had classmates. I'm a girl. I had classmates who were not like that, but I mean, their background shows that they are also having financial difficulties. They are not really that well to do, but when they come to school, they are looking great. They have the money to spend, those kind of things. But mostly because they were, getting money the wrong way, having multiple boyfriends, all those kinds of things, in order to have the money that they needed to help themselves. But I'm not trying to say that I was the best person. But what I used to do at that time, I used to make this there's the snack coconut sweet, coconut sweet, put that in bags and go sell them in my class, just to be able to raise money that I'll be able to take care of myself. And that thing I used to do, I carried it on all the way until now. I'm still in business. I still like doing business. No matter how hard the situation is, I try to do something for myself. So why I'm bringing this example is that there's a lot of potential inside of you, and your environment, your immediate environment, can be able to help you if only you can allow yourself to come out, bring out your potentials, bring out your powers, do something for yourself. I know that it is tough. I know that there are a lot of difficulties, but if you stay focused, if you be consistent with what you want, you preserve your dignity. I'm not only saying that dignity is, staying at home, keeping yourself under some bed and not going out. Get out of your comfort zone, do things for yourself, do things that, at the back of your head, you have your dignity to preserve, you have your future to preserve, you have yourself to take care of, and the rest of the people around you. Because once you are strong, once you are healthy, once you're doing well, everybody else around you is going to reflect to everyone around you. So watch
That's right.
the circle that you're keeping, watch the kind of friends that you have. Be able to stay away from people that will distract you from the thing that you want to do. What can you do? What can your hands do? There's so many things that you can do with your hands. Don't worry about what you see on social media. Don't worry about the manipulation that this government of Cameroon, this demonic regime of Cameroon is trying to do. They are doing everything to bring you down. They are CRTV, the social media, they are influencers. They have a lot of influencers online. Even our own influencers that call themselves Anglophone influencers. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about the distraction. They do a lot of things to distract you. They try to make you feel that you have to look a certain way to before you see that you're somebody. Don't worry about the looks. You are already so beautiful. You're already so blessed. You already feel with a lot of powers inside of you. You cannot even imagine the powers you have. So many things you can do. So my message to you is that please explore yourself, explore your potentials, bring out those things that are inside of you that people cannot even imagine. Try to involve in petite businesses, like the example I just gave you. I used to sell coconut sweet in my classroom. I used to sell that just to make money to be able to take care of my weekend laundry and things like that. But there are other things around you that you can do. But once you start doing it, stay focused, keep your head to it. And before you know it, you pass that stage. Before you know it, things are getting better. I'm not saying that come and shout online that you're an Ambazonian. That's not necessary. But you know inside of you who you are. You know your standpoint. You know your values. Stay away from trouble. It will take you higher than you can imagine. Do not fall when they are doing, for instance, when they are doing soccer, when they are playing football, they are busy celebrating football as if it is an achievement to you. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It doesn't add anything to your life. Rather, it is taking away more from you, your energy, your time, that you're busy trying to post that disgusting flag of La Republique du Cameroon. That flag that they took away, they started by taking away the one star that represented you. That flag used to have two stars. Ask yourself, where is the other star? Then now it has only one star, and they still want you to carry that flag and fly it over your head. No way, over my dead body. Abomination. To even fly that flag as a woman, please stay away from those things. Put yourself first. Use your powers. Use you have those feminine powers in you. You have things that you can do, and there are people around you who will recognize what you're doing. And once
That's
you're focused, before you know, all these things will pass.
okay. Thank you very much, Mami B. That is very encouraging. And thank you very much for bringing out those examples, because sometimes when people, what our women want to just see is a wall of roses. That is not what it is. This life, we've all gone through a lot of things to be where we are. We may not be where we want to be, but we at least move away from step one to step two. And I am glad that you brought in those examples. One thing I want to tell our women is that they should never feel discouraged to fail. They should never be disappointed to fail. No, failing is part of the game. Fail and learn from the failures. If you try your hands on this business and it doesn't work, or on this educational project and it doesn't work, don't be disappointed because you failed. People have failed million times to come out with an innovation and it didn't work. But that 1,000,001 time is when it worked, and it has changed the world, and it has turned the world around. Many people have They started the journey. There were no resources. There were not even people there to encourage them, but they kept their head high. And at the end, they made impact in the world. So
Oh yes.
for our women, please don't be shy. Don't say I failed multiple times, so it is over. No, that is not how life is. Don't be a thinker, be a doer. Because when you keep thinking, oh, I will do this thing, procrastinating, I will do this, I will do this, then that is where the problem is. And I want to say this before I come to you, then, maybe I see you're trying to say something there. But just invest in yourself. The Ambazonian Governing Council, especially the Ambazonia, the Educational Board, and also the Human Rights and Humanitarian Affairs Department has invested a lot in a lot of small projects across Ambazonia to help empower our women to be resourceful for themselves. And we've also called on women to come up with ideas that they think that is something that can really help empower them, and we will support them. You and I sitting here, if somebody calls us and tell us that, oh, this is what I had in mind, I wanted to do, please, I need you to support me with it. Because we know that it will empower them, there is no way you would turn a blind eye to it. There is no way I would turn a blind eye to it. So invest in yourself. We are investing, our women, what can we do? When I finished, I graduated with matrice in SWA. I graduated with matrice in law. But guess what? There was no job for me. What did I do? I was selling puff beans and pap at Montre, or they call that thing at Monte Chapelle in Yaoundé. I did that for months and months. But that business, selling puff, everybody knew me. My classmate that I was helping them in school, I'm telling you, they will come and eat at my place. But I was selling that. I was able to pay school fees for my elder brother's children. I paid school fees for most of my elder brother's children. I was able to
Wow.
gather money from there and travel
Right.
when I got my first job in Ghana. I sponsored myself to Ghana and my stay in Ghana for the first few months from the money I got from selling puff beans and pap by the roadside at
Yes.
Chapelle. So don't feel big. I was a graduate. I had a matrice in law. I finished doing internship at the National Commission on Human Rights and Freedom. My uncle was the chairperson of the National Commission on Human Rights, but he never gave me a job. But I didn't allow that to kill me. I
Right.
decided to go. I had a little contract with the UN. I worked that and it was done. But there was nothing more to do. What was I supposed to do? I went on the street and I started selling pop and beans. And that helped me. Look, as I'm sitting here, nothing can move me. As you're seeing me like this, really nothing can move me. But because I didn't allow myself to sit back and wallow in pain and cry how the economy is bad and there is war going on or there is no war going on, just
Right.
take the step. Take the step. And this is what we are encouraging our young girls to do. Don't be too proud to do something like selling pop and beans. No. Don't be too proud to learning a trade like sewing. They'll call it tailoring, but we call it designing.
Oh yes.
People will come and tell you, an ordinary hairdresser. No, they are not just hairdresser. They are makeup artists. They have a
Yes.
lot.
Yeah.
Yes, there is so much money in it. You go and do. There are so many things that you give it so many funny names, but we call it in its real name here, and it produces a lot of money. So if you want to go into education, don't be so shy to, or don't tell yourself that I cannot do it. Or cybersecurity is not for women. IT is not for women. DevOps is not for women. This is not for women. No, women are capable of doing everything and anything. As long as you put your mind to it, you will do it. So I'm just encouraging our young women, invest in your own self. Then you ask for. Don't tell yourself, oh, I'm only good for marriage. No,
Ah.
it's not a certificate. No, it's not an achievement.
Mm-mm.
Do something for yourself that you would look at yourself and be proud of it. Do something that can help not just you, but your family and your entire community. Don't tell yourself you can't do it, my dear
Oh yes.
Ambalanders. You can do it. You can do anything. You can become the president of any country. You can
Oh
be
yeah.
the vice president of any country. Kamala Harris didn't know from birth that she'll become the vice president of America. No. We have so many great women that we can look up to. It's unfortunate, maybe coming to this point now, that the mothers and the women of Ambazonia that we have seen over the years, who are supposed to be role models to our young women, have turned their backs and they are dining and whining with the same murderers of our women and children in Ambazonia. Let's talk about this bunch of idiots who call themselves elites and or elites, Ambazonia elites, who are working in La Republic government. Okay. Uh, over the years, we've seen, look, wait, let me make sure I call their names right. Well, I don't care
Right.
as long as they're working in La Republic. I really don't care if their names are well pronounced or not. So, so, we are talking about empowering the girl child. Every
Right.
child always have a role model. They always want to look up to somebody. If it is not your mother at home, well, your mother at home is always your first role model because you want to be like mom because of the care that she gives to the house, because she's the first and she's the first caregiver that you have in your life. But after that, you want to aspire to become something different. And in Ambazonia, it's unfortunate that our women who are supposed to be the role models of our young children, of our young girls in the community, have turned out to be bloodsuckers of the same young girls who are looking up to them. We have seen a lot of these women, Mamibi. I'm sure you have some of their names. We have Mba Acha Formunda Rose, who is who claims to be the minister or delegate at the presidency in charge of Supreme State Audit. These are people that have ignored the bloodbath in Ambazonia. We have others like the Vice Chancellor of the University of Bamenda, is that Teresa Nkwa Kenji. We have others like Mrs. Neba Ndusiri, who is who is that? A leader and a politician with the government. And we have others who have sold their souls to the devil, like the Fontama Hidas, who are all mayors, and then other women who have, instead of standing to empower our women, empower our young girls to stand to truth, to the value of Ambazonia, they decide to dine with the same people who have killed their brothers, their sisters, and their mothers in La Republique. What do you have to say about this attitude of our own people, willing to sell us at any cost? Because nobody coerced them into taking up any of these appointments. There was no gun on their head telling them, if you don't take it, you're gone.
Mm.
What
Right.
message do you? Yeah.
First of all, it is really a sad thing that we have women in particular doing things like this. It is so sad that your heart cannot even come to compromise to understand any reason, to see that women who leave themselves to be taken over, regardless of the fact that fresh blood is on the ground, and they are women who also lose blood to bring forth life. you know but women like this, they have sold themselves, they have sold their consciences, and this did not start today or when they were just grown up. These are things that start when they were growing up. They were children. Sorry, my daughter is right next to my foot here.
That's
When they were
fine.
children, and they were adopting certain styles, certain things, certain ways of behavior. They were adopting certain status in life, and this is why they are able to get to this point. So, to my young Ambazonian woman, while you are there trying to grow up, trying to invest in yourself, do not be attracted by things like this. These are demons walking around in human skin, because demons are not people who you're not supposed to have two red horns and a long tail to be a demon. These are the right examples of demons. Yes, I call them. There's a name here. It says Mrs. Neba Ndosiri. You know, they're pretending that they are going to represent you in somewhere in the oppressor's office. They are going to represent you there.
Exactly.
Who asked them to represent you there in the first place when you do not belong there? There's nothing there that is showing that you were there in the first place. I'm still talking about the one star that used to be, it used to be 2 stars. At least that could even show that they are thinking about you. But now that there is absolutely no star to show that they are thinking about you, who are they to go represent you when their nation is saying that you are Mr. Nobody? These women are bad women. They are evil women. They are people that you should never look up to. Please never be enticed by their human hair, makeup, clothes, and everything that they are displaying. These are things that will go in no time. They won't be able to wear those things again because those women are, their life is of no value. They are going nowhere. Why I say so is because I know they have their own families, they have their own, people that they are pretending that they love. But the fact that they are pretending that they are going to represent you, it makes them nobody in my books. It makes them wicked women in my books. It makes them evil women in my books. Do not be enticed by their flashy things that they are showing, because they are only going to collect from that diaper wearing octogenarian man there in Yaoundé in Etudi. They are going to say, yes, sir. Have you seen the way they behave? Very, very, very shameful. They go there and they will be like, yes, sir. Oh, they thank the head of state. Are you kidding me? They are thanking the head of state. Who is this head of state? Someone peeing on himself. Someone who does not even know what the time is right
Head of
now. Who
which
doesn't
state, first of all? Head of
Can
which
you
state? That's the
imagine?
point.
Which state? They are thanking
Which
who?
state?
Somebody who doesn't know himself. Somebody who is vegetable, actually. They go there and say they are thanking him. Talking about that, there is one picture that came up from Women's Day. They go bring some
Right.
bunch of evil women to come and pretend to be Bamenda women, and they had this evil
Yeah.
message on their placard, carrying it there and saying that they fund of funds, husband to all Bamenda women. Jesus, who is supposed to? Are you kidding me? They do something like that. Isn't that mockery enough? Isn't that humiliating enough? Husband, there is no president in the world, no matter how good you are, that women will start seeing you as their husband. No, God is, even the Bible is the only one that says that God is the husband to all widows and all kinds of people, because he is the creator, he's in charge. There's no way you're going to exalt a human who is first of all a demon, saying that he is the husband to all widows and to all Bamenda women. I want to rebuke all of those people who put that nonsense message on a placard and portray themselves that this thing, a day is coming that they will have to speak up. They will have to face what they have done and what they are still doing. They will face it. All of this rubbish they are doing, it will catch up with them. Their children, even if they are not here, their children will catch up. They will get the results. Nothing goes for nothing. Everything that you do has its effect. How dare you bring such nonsense on our streets and say that this demon is the husband to all Bamenda women? Me and my family and every other woman in my family reject that. We reject it and we
No.
stand firm. And we, the Ambazonian women, we say we are not in any way in agreement with such evil and disgusting message. When I read
Yes,
that
sir.
thing, I was so pained. I am crying in my spirit. I said, look at this demonic wrapper first of all they are selling to our women. Our women who struggle and earn money that they are supposed to be taking care of themselves. They have to go buy this wrapper. First of all, it is very stupid in the first place to buy that wrapper, because that is Shantabia's business. Chantabia is taking
Exactly.
more money from our people. That is her business. All of them, all these women, they go collect the wrapper from Chantabia for free, and then they bring it to you, the grassroots women. They ask you to buy it. You have to buy it. You have to spend your money.
10,000,
Can you
15,000,
imagine
and all of
what
that. Yeah.
disgusting humiliation is that? They humiliate our women. They bring us down by bringing all of this colonial prints on us. Please, women, ladies, that wrapper, your body does not. It is. I don't know the word to
Our
use.
bodies are
Your
so
body.
precious to put on that
I know.
trash.
What nonsense coming from a demonic palace called the Unity Palace in Yaoundé. That's where that thing is coming from. There is a
Unity.
spiritual side to everything that you do. There's a
Okay.
spiritual side.
Thank you very much, Mami B. Yeah, it's fine. You can carry her. She wants. That's a brave Ambazonian lady there. Don't stop her from speaking. I beg. We were our forefathers were shut up from speaking. She cannot be shut up, so allow her to speak. So yeah, Mami B, the thing that hurts me the most is I really wanted to, because I asked the deputy press secretary to get me some vital information about these people, where they come from, and he did a great job. This woman they call Eno Emma Lafam. Do you know where she comes from? So has suffered in the hands of La Republique. For this struggle, they have suffered. Their children have been killed, murdered. And to think that they have such a woman who goes out there to sit and decorate herself with herself with La Republique uniform is a shame to the fundament. So we know some people to be fighters, great warriors, and to have their own daughter sit in Yaoundé and spill rubbish as a woman that the young daughters of Saul are supposed to look up to emulate. Rather, he's the same one that is sponsoring, giving out information to killers of their own people to go home and destroy their communities, burn their homes, kill their children, rape their young girls, and kill their young men. So it is a shame to the people of Saw for them to sit there and allow their daughter to sit in Yaoundé, dine with the same person that kills their brothers and their sisters on a daily basis. It's a shame. And this other one, Fortama Hida, is from Boyo. It's so disgraceful to see how these women, and this other one, this Neba Ndosiri, guess where? Of course, you and I, we know where she comes from, just with that name.
Yep.
It's from Mezam. Bafut. It's a shame to think that
It's sad.
the fandom of Bafut that has been known for centuries for its bravery, for standing up for the truth, will have their daughter sit and dine with the enemy, the same one who killed and massacred their people. Bafut, they call themselves Kata. It wasn't just for the sake of calling it, because of history. We all know that when you study history, Bafut Fondom was the only fondom in the grassland, in the grass field, that was never colonized. We know all of this. And we have the bravery of Bafut people. I'm a Bafut. I'm speaking here because I'm Bafut. You are speaking there because you have affiliations. And then for us to have people like this go sit there and dine with La Republique, I feel like pulling a trigger on her head if I have the opportunity.
Exactly my thoughts. I am so pained. Yep.
It's a shame
horrible.
that the same people that molest our children, kill our people, cause the worst, our streets are destroyed, our hospitals, our schools, our homes. You sit and dine with the same people that destroy us. It's a shame. And if their families are listening, or if the she-goat of a woman who calls herself Ndosiri is listening to me, she should bury her head in the mud, because she doesn't deserve to be called a mother. If her own child was raped, if her own child was shot in the brain in front of her, I'm sure she would have rethink her strategy of sitting in Yaoundé and dining with La Republique du Cameroon. And we have these other ones. We have this, the other one that is also called Wombang is also from Boyo. We have this other one who calls herself, Mba Acha is from Meta, married to some Batibo people. And the Regina Mundis and all that Mezam Mendankwe. What?
Yeah.
That she-goat is from Mendankwe? Oh my goodness. I had no clue, but it's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to think that, oh my goodness. It's a shame. And I really pray that I honestly pray that our mothers and our people can really rise up to these things, because those that educated women should be examples to our young women, so that they can emulate, so that status quo, that narrative that is said that the female child should not be educated, or they will just get up and get married. They will not be able to add any value to the society or to the economy. They can see these ones that have made it through, so that they'll know that there is so much that the female child can offer, and not just be prepared for marriage and having children. It's a shame, and I really pray that our mothers will see this, and they will really shame these women, and call them out, because it is an embarrassment that you see your brothers killed with a gun every day. Their blood flows on the street, and you sit and down with the same murderers of your people. It's a shame. It's actually a shame. Mami B, you wanted to say something there before we wrap it up. I think Baby Brown has a disconnection or something.
Yes, yes. So what we want to say here is that, please, our young women, our young girls, we know you see these women, you recognize them, you see whatever they are doing, and you are even confused. There's a confusion. If I put myself in the place of my little sisters and young women back home, I strongly believe that they're probably confused of what is going on, because this same place that our women, these women, this is what is her name here, she sits in this picture, and there's a green, red, yellow thing representing on top of her face. This green, red, yellow, I'm talking about these colors, because this military, they wear these colors on themselves
Right.
before they do that evil on our people. And then you take this same green and yellow and put it on top of your picture and put it on yourself and display yourself as what was this minister delegate at presidency in charge of state audits. What is she auditing? What can she even say about auditing in the first place? What has she audited that is affecting our young girls? She is a woman and
She's
she
not
cares only
audited
about herself.
herself yet.
Can you imagine? She cares only about herself, her belly, and her clothes. Nonsense things that do not add value to anybody's life. They don't care about us. They don't care about our women, our young girls. They don't care. And so, our young girls, we are telling you, we are advising you that you are even warned to stay away from these women. Because if these women come close to you, there is nothing you're going to benefit from them apart from empty noise. All they want you is to praise them, to worship them. There is nothing they don't reciprocate anything to you. Nothing you're ever going to benefit from them. They want you to be at the
Exactly.
bottom while they be at the top. And that is no life. Anyone who wants you to be at the bottom and then they be at the top, these are not people to be associating with. Stay away from them. Focus on your own self. Do not agree with anyone who says that they are representing you anywhere. Do not agree with them, because the fact that they are representing you and the nation your country, Ambazonia, is currently being under war. You're being killed. There's no safety. There's no sense of security. You feel horrible.
Exactly.
Please stay away from them. These are evil women. I use the word evil. Evil is worse than a wicked woman, is worse than a bad woman. These are people
Yeah,
who have
never
evil
look up to them as role models. They are not role
new
models in
way.
any way. They can
Their
never be
mind
role
is
models to you.
already gone.
Yeah,
Their mind
exactly.
is all about evil. They are thinking only about their children. If they are sick today, they run to abroad for healing. Where for medical care? Where will you
Yeah.
run to when you get sick? My classmate died in Boya trying to have a baby. If I was back there, I would have been dead by now, because I have 3 children. What is the possibility that I would have survived even a C-section or a vaginal birth, bringing forth a life? What's
Okay.
up? We are in the 22nd century and people are dying trying to have babies. Is that even supposed to be happening? Is that supposed to be
Exactly.
happening? Look at
Exactly.
what
And
they did. Look at what happened in Douala back then. This woman giving birth to twin died in front of a hospital. I watched another video that happened a couple of weeks ago. A woman in an accident, already dead. Her baby is unconscious, and they brought that woman to the hospital. And this nurse, another woman, sitting in there and saying that, wait, make her call doctor. She's trying to call doctor instead of starting first aid on a baby that is unconscious. And they are not yet inside the hospital. They are standing outside and talking about calling doctor. What is the use of a hospital? These are the things that you should
exactly.
discuss with everything inside of you. Develop hatred. Yes, hatred for this government. Make sure you hate the government, because there is nothing good that is coming out of them. The roads are death
Exactly.
traps.
Exactly.
The hospitals are death traps. So somebody will
Exactly.
cause the death of a woman. A woman is trying to have a baby and she passed away. Do you know that that same doctor comes back to work tomorrow with no questions asked? What kind of country is that? Develop hatred for that government. You ought to hate it. You ought to disgust it. You ought to run away from it. You ought to stand away from it and be on your own. Know that they are not coming to help you. Their roads are death traps. Their systems, their hospitals are death traps. They are every ministry you go there, they are trying to squeeze the little money out of you. Everyone you meet on the street that wearing that uniform, putting that green, red, yellow, all they are trying to do is to squeeze money from you because they are stark illiterate. They don't love themselves. They don't love anybody. Hate them. Hate them. So run away from them, my ladies. Young girls,
Thank
run away
you
from
very
them.
much, Mami B. Thank you very much for that powerful contribution there. And honestly speaking, you've said it all. And Ambazonian women should take this very seriously because the Ambazonia we are building, the Ambazonia we are all longing for, is an Ambazonia where we will have good hospitals, where we will be able to treat curable diseases because we have people dying of simple curable diseases that they can just be easily cured in the hospital, but they don't have the possibilities to do that. We will be able to provide you with good health system that will support you. We'll be able to provide our community, our economy with good farm to market roads that we will be able to, when you farm your products in the farm, if you have your products in the farm cultivated, you will have access to the main markets to even export them because we will have good road networks, because we will have good educational system where our children will be taught how to become independent of themselves. They will not be depending on the government for jobs. Everybody will become self-employed. People who can be entrepreneurial to make themselves valuable, not depend on bribing a government to get into a certain school. Certain schools are limited for only the sons and daughters of certain group of elite in the country. This is not the Ambazonia we are building. We want to build an Ambazonia where everything is based on merit. We will provide you with the right roads, right hospitals, right programs, right governance. Allow the youth, who are the future of the country, to be able to build up institutions that will develop the young people, technology that we need as the world evolves. Ambazonians, please, like she said, these are not people you can look up to. They don't love you. They are not speaking for you. They come and tell you, we go down there in Yaoundé to speak on your behalf. It's a fat lie. They are not speaking for you, because if they were speaking for you, your roads would have been mended by now. Your hospitals would have had all the facilities, modern facilities. Your schools would have been rebuilt and given. Your communities would have been rebuilt, and all of these things. They don't care a thing about you. You must be wise to know that only Ambazonians, true Ambazonians, can truly rebuild Ambazonia. The brilliant people of Ambazonia will rebuild Ambazonia. So thank you very much. And let us just go to the last topic, and then we will call this a day. This, our conversation to the Women's Day theme was about invest in women, accelerate progress. Now, as Ambazonian women in the diaspora, how can we in the diaspora, us and then other, I want you to speak to Ambazonian women in the diaspora. They've been so tremendous in helping our fighters on the ground, refugees, IDPs, prisoners, and all of that. But how do we, as women in the diaspora, because only us who are here can truly, really help those that are down there, how can we help in investing in these women? And what are some of the activities that we can really, introduce to our young women down there to accelerate progress? We cannot just wait that until Ambazonian gets independence before we can start building the young institution for our young girls. Baby Brown, you've had your rest, so come on.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for
I
the
understand. I saw everything you
I
said
had
in the
to
group.
take care of my son, I'm sorry.
You're right. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So, what message do you have for Ambazonians, diasporans, women, about investing in the Ambazonian child and accelerating their progress? We don't have to wait until independence before we can invest on our young women. What
Okay.
message do you have for them?
Okay. For the few that are supporting the war of independence, I mean, you people are doing a great job. People are doing justly very well in every department. Those who are supporting those who are putting in money for the arms, those who are helping in the humanitarian sector. I mean, those who come online, like myself, Mami B, yourself, and all other women that always come online to educate and sensitize our people. It's not also very easy. So they are doing a very great job, but it's not enough. I'm sorry, it's not enough, because the few that do this job is not even up to 1% of the Ambazonians that are in diaspora. Yeah, some will claim that we know they for that one at seen. Yet now they suffer the most. Some call our fight for independence as that one at seen. Yet they are suffering both in the diaspora, and when they go back to that dear Cameroon, as they claim, they still treat them as slaves. They still treat them as secondhand, not even as secondhand citizens. They still treat them as maybe millipedes. Millipede is very frightening. So when you start seeing millipede coming, the first thing you want to do is how to eliminate that millipede in any way. So yeah, so it's not enough. Those who are in the diaspora, I know we have been doing great job, but majority of us pretend as if there is nothing going on down there. Instead, when our people, when our boys, our women, they go out there, they fight, they are the first, unfortunately, in the diaspora to come out and condemn our people. When our fighters go out there, get those black legs, get those people betraying us, they come out there justifying the killer regime. So they are not doing enough. We want more women to join the struggle. We want more people to join and support, financially, in particular, because they know they buy granite with stone. Voila. They know they buy bullet with stone. They know they buy gun with water and money. The money is one gun is not puff puff that we are selling. We'll just buy and eat. It's very, very expensive. So we need many people on deck to contribute. Many hands do light work. If all of us come together and chip in our token, before we know it, we'll arm the boys. They will never lack granates. Our fighters will not go out there and die because they shoot and their granite got in. What am I talking about? Their bullet got finished. What is granite? Their bullet got finished. So I want to encourage every Ambazonian by blood. You are not an Anglophone. I'm sorry. You are not an Anglophone, because they don't even consider you as humans. All they want you is to die, and they take over your land. So you are just fooling yourself that you are an Anglophone. You are not in that our thing. It is our thing, all of us, whether you like it or you don't like it. So the only thing you have to do, all of us in the diaspora, wherever we are, in Europe, in Asia, in Australia, in New Zealand, wherever we are, if this message gets to you people, you have to put your hands on deck, because even if your mother or your father are the CPDM, whatever sector president, or your parents are working in one of the La Republique offices, tomorrow when they want to shoot you, they'll forget the fact that their parents are working for them, because they consider those so-called Anglophones working with them as slaves. They need to come out and tell you their stories. It's just that they are ashamed, they can't come out and say what they go through in the hands of La Republique as an Ambazonian in there, So you people have to come on board, put in the money. You don't need to announce yourself. You can still be on the background. All what we need is that money. We'll buy the guns, we'll buy the bullets and shoot our way out, because there is nothing like God will come somewhere and help us. We have to save ourselves. We are the gods. Yeah. We are the gods that will wake up and fight and save ourselves. And since we cannot be down there and to fight, we have the money. Yes. And if we come out in millions, because Ambazonians are out there in millions, if we come out in millions and chip in little, just a little of our salaries, it will go a long way. So we are not doing enough, especially women. We are the ones that have entered the labor room. We know the pains of having children, the thing I keeps baffling me how most of them don't even have that. They are not even worried. It's like nothing is going on. They even mock us for trying to free ourselves. So you people should come on board and let's fight this thing once and for all. Because one thing we need to know is that someday, somehow, this diaspora, they Oyibo people will drive us. They will drive us one day. We should know that. Well, you might think that you have their passport. It's just paper. They can mess us up at any time, any day. So we have to prepare ourselves, by freeing our land first. So that when they drive us, we
Exactly.
know where to fall to. If
At
they drive
least
we
we know
now,
we
we
have
are
a place
finished
to go to.
because we just prefer to die. Sorry, it's the truth. So we should come on board, and chip in our liberation tax,
Okay,
contribute
I will
so that
come
our
back to
voice
you
will have
there,
a
and when
continuous
you're giving
voice.
your closing remark, I will give you 2 minutes to. I know you have a lot to onboard with that part, but let me cut you there, and I'll come to you, Mami B, for that question that I asked Mary Brown about women in the diaspora investing in our young women and also accelerating their progress. We don't have to wait till independence before we start investing on our young girls, before we start preparing them for the future. What do you think women in the diaspora can do to help invest in our young women in Ambazonia, or even the older women who are willing and ready to learn something new? And what can we do to accelerate this so that our children will believe in the Ambazonian dream?
So, and I know, I don't know if I'm on mute or
You're
muted.
audible. You're audible.
Yeah. Thank you for that question. It is something that is very pertinent, very important in our community. As some people call themselves Anglophones, some people, whatever appellation you give yourself, it's okay. Whatever you want to be. But the reality, like my sister Nimoya just said, the reality is that we remain what we are, our skin. It is what we are. We cannot change it. Tomorrow there is no there's nothing. Even the children that we are birthing in this side of the world, they are not going anywhere than to be the same people that we are. They're going to treat them in the same way. So, but when we look at the girl child, what is going on with our young children. Every September, I'll see people say they are putting money together for IDPs. I've seen a lot of those things. I'm just looking at it like, why are people just pretending? These IDPs, where are IDPs coming from? I know it is a hard pill to swallow, but we need to face the reality. You put in your money and say you're supporting IDPs to go back to school, you're buying books. I see some of the so-called celebrities, they go buy books and they say this is what they are doing. They are supporting IDPs. Wow, great, amazing. You're supporting IDPs. Where are the IDPs coming from? You're just doing a circle. Why you're supporting this batch of IDPs? The La Republic military goes back and create more IDPs by burning down our villages, burning down their bikes, the small investment that they have put in place in order for them to get daily income to survive on. They go and burn those bikes, they burn their businesses, they destroy, they ask them to pay tax, they ask them every kind of thing that you cannot even imagine about. They ask them to provide because they are only hoping to destroy our people. Then, when our people will run away from the burnt villages, to go to live in Douala and Yaoundé, you here in the diaspora, you say you are not an Ambazonia, I know they you for that thing. No problem. You take your money and you go put it in the name of supporting IDPs. Next year, am I talking about next year? Next month, another bunch of IDPs are coming. For how long
Right.
are you trying to? How long are you
Not
going to
even
do that?
next month, the week after,
How
because
long
it's a
will you
constant thing.
Right. How long will you continue to support the IDPs? Are you flourishing the economy of La Republic to continue to be strong enough to come and finish our people, or you are actually doing something for the IDPs? So first, some people will say, "Hey, when I don't stop school, so that when I picking and they go school, when I picking and they go school for America, like me, I live in the United States." So are you trying to tell me that you're comparing the United States education system as that to Cameroon, right? So the children who are in school in America, we have to stop them because because we have asked the ones on ground zero to stop going to school. No, they are not stopping them from going to school. We are stopping them from going to the La Republic messed up system of education we have put in place. There is an Amber Education Board. There is a structured something that those children are exposed to, that they are being passing through, they are being trained through. So don't say that we don't want them to go to school. Don't call our heroes. Yes, they are our heroes. They are fighting for us. Don't call them illiterates. No, ma'am, they are not illiterates. Women in the diaspora, please put on your thinking cap and put emotions away, because all you're doing, you're sitting on your emotions and looking at, like public manipulates you, manipulate your thoughts, and you have nothing to offer than to say that our Amber people, they are bad people. We are not bad people. How did we become bad? From 2016, if we were bad people, you would have seen us bad from the onset, from the very beginning, that you became somebody in this world, that you were born in that nation, you were born in that land, Ambazonia. You would have realized that your own people are bad. But out of nowhere, your enemy, your oppressor comes and tells you that your brothers are bad people, they are killing you, they are hating you, they are burning your houses, and then you believe them. How dare you believe such lies, such nonsense? Come back home and be where you're supposed to be. Come and feel the love of your brothers. Come and feel the love of your sisters. We are here because, not because we just want to say it. We are here because we are facing our conscience. The main thing is your conscience. If you continue to put in your money that you're supporting IDPs, which is probably a good thought, but you're doing it the wrong way. You are investing in the wrong place, because this education that you're sponsoring these children to go learn, they are learning nothing. Everything that they're learning is going to be of no use to them when they come out of those system, of those school in La Republic. Yes, they are going to come out as nothing, because we are struggling. When we come to the United States, we come to the UK, France, every other country in the world, we are expected to go back to school
Exactly.
because the
Okay.
system of the public is bad enough. So put in your investment in the right place. Invest in the young girls by creating other means. Ask questions of where you can help. Ask questions, and you'll be provided with good enough information and understand what you need to do.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mami B, for that. And I wanted this to be the last thing we'll talk about, but this thing it came to my mind now about there is this narrative that you hear people talk about, and I'll give you just 2 minutes to talk about it, and Baby Brown 2 minutes on that. Please stick to time. You hear people saying, oh, this fight be start off very well, but when I don't spoil and that will nothing. So because of that, people don't invest. Fighters, the way they be the fight for war, now they don't then the thief not thief. Jesus.
I know.
These are young men who have sacrificed and given up their lives for 7 whole years. They've sacrificed everything, their wives, their children, their families, their mothers, their fathers, properties, education, everything, to defend your integrity, to defend your home. That is why you can sleep peacefully and you get up and you say this. What message do you have to encourage our people or to debunk this narrative and encourage them to stand with their fighters? Baby Brown, since Mami B just finished talking now, let me come to you. 2 minutes, please. Put it in your own crudest way you want to put it the way you want to put it.
Yeah. Say people then will grant. I'm be very sorry I give for talking about pigeon because I want me really me go straight because they talking about pigeon say that will not thing, Ma fe correct una. Now would sin all we. Whether you like you include yourself inside or include them. Now would sin all we because when we will be free, una when una the talk sit down una sin. Una go pretend like say una no talk sit down una thing. Una will come for can enjoy the freedom we. So, but it be really sad, for things say people them like male and female, they don't offer themselves. That means they are not afraid of death anymore. Because play what I did now, so if I hear knock out, I will disappear. They are not afraid of death, like they go out there trying to protect the community. Even if they hold yourself by force somehow, take small 5,000 or small money for your skin, it is not compared to what they go out there and face. All we just need to do now for correct them. Maybe probably they need that thing. Maybe they need money for bullet, they cannot have it. People no one gear. So they get to use other means for raise that money, for buy bullet, for buy guns, where they go see come back, come fight. Some of them will not go back, some of them will die, some will go back. Every day, they lost one, with the lost one soldier, or even more. It's not compared to anything. Compared to no money, no matter how even they thief how much like Republican thief am for una, how much, and still the thief and still kill una on top, destroy all una thing them, destroy hospital. We are going out to the hospital to die in Ambazonia. Yes, more talk on the way it is. People
Yes.
have sacrificed their life. When they see that, they face it just because they want you people to leave, and you say that do nothing. It's embarrassing. Let me end it there. Very, very
Thank you very
embarrassing.
Thank you very much. I can feel your pain, and I know when you talk about this thing, you say it with all the passion in you because you have the love for Ambazonia and you want to see Ambazonia free at all costs. And when we all see people messing it up for us,
Yeah.
if it,
Left
it you know,
to me, all those who say that una thing, they should arrest them, put them in the war front, let them face it. When they go to the war front, only one battle. Move, me then come back. We interview them, say how far for that una thing. Then you will see all their language will remain the same. Voila. Sorry, but like seriously, it's painful.
okay,
People just sit in
okay,
the comfort of their zone, you know,
thank you
in
very
the
much,
comfort
baby.
of their houses and say that nothing. They should experience it, then they'll change their languages. Any man way to
That's
know
right.
una catch him, una put send it about it.
Okay, but maybe over to you, please. The same question, please.
So thank you so much, Bronyida, for saying it, expressing yourself the way you want to say it. I really appreciate you for being your authentic self. That is what it is. But I have one question that I want to pose to my our ladies. I'm talking. This thing is about women. Let's keep men aside, especially those women who say they are not part of us, they are not Ambazonians, but they were born and raised in that land. Ambazonian blood is running inside of them. You have the right to choose. But I have one question for you. And those who said that, when it started fine, it don't spoil. So are you really trying to tell me, say for your own personal life where you did so, all your endeavors, them, all your pursuit, them where you don't try forget them for yourself, maybe your degrees, your education, all the phases that we don't go through for your life, did it go smoothly until the stage where you get married, you the born picking them, everything that you've been doing, you're a mom, you are now a grandmother, or you're now auntie, a lot of achievements, all the things that you've done, you've built houses. When you start for do the thing them, if it go smoothly, all thing be the worker fine, small, small, gradually. No, just smooth, a bed of roses. That's what you're trying to say. You know, ever encounter any problem. Ma say, for instance, you try to go school for the diaspora in particular. You try to go school, but at the same time you get bills then for pay. So because of that bills the way you want pay, you go ignore your school wey you dey try for go talk say I no go go middle school again because I get bills dem for pay. It is the same thing that is going on with Ambazonia. So because of say some few individuals dem dey come for here, they can make mess, they scam people dem of their money. Then now the reason that you go to say, oh, I know they down at TV, start fine, you need to go find again. Are you kidding me? So you be that means so you be give up to you be person where you dey start something for do am, and then small mistake why enter there, you run come out. Now so you don't do am with your family. You are picking that they go astray. Now so you dey do with them. Now so you dey abandon them when they don't go astray. Now so you dey just leave them halfway because say they dey do wrong to them. No be you dey stay for there, you ensure say all thing come out waka fine. No be you stay with them, you ensure say you direct them properly, you ask questions, you see how you fit solve the problem. That is the same thing. Ambazonia is like a baby. Take it as a baby to you, my anglophone woman them. Yes, as una call una self. So una no be Ambazonia, una anglophone. And they address una self. Una take Ambazonia as a baby. That is what it is. It's a new nation. You know, we dey compare am. I tell some person say, oh, we get school, we get Ambazonian school. The person laugh me. I have to say, who sound like that nonsense? Now which kind of education board now who go recognize them? You where you there, so now who recognize you as a person? No, not because you work hard for build yourself up before people they recognize you as a person. All the titles and accolades the way you get, not because people that you work hard. So
Right.
Ambazonia is like a baby. I urge you, I recommend you, I encourage you, put away the thing away people don't do them. Put away Atangaji boys, because there is a difference. There are Amber boys and there are Atangaji boys. You have to put that in your head and understand it. That people then they call themselves Amber boys, so they not be actually Amber boys. They go their purpose that will go cause pain, for go cause misery, for go cause hatred towards Amber. When Atanganji they sponsor them, they are well organized and they are doing it so well. Understand that they are existing, and then say, you just start a nation. And a nation is something very important. Expect say we'll just come, so we'll just fight the war, like Republic Amber, fight, then they win, then the war. No, it cannot happen like that. This is a nation we are talking about. Everything that the enemy can use, every tool, every distraction possible, do not yield to it. That is all we are asking you to do. Put your mind
Thank you
focus on
very
the
much.
goal and know that
Right.
there is hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Focus on where you're supposed to
Exactly.
focus. Don't listen to your enemy. Don't be feeding from the spoon. And we're going to know say the paramount, the big enemy, which don't for up na France. Look into the history of France. Now, how they do for make sure say people they remain under oppression. Wait to be their history, wait to be their pattern, wait to be their playbook. Now wait till they use them, wait to be their method them. Look at say they apply them until the work or the work. Then you say you put you submit under their playbook, under their pattern, you submit to the pattern. Then you need for wake up, say Ambazonia is your baby. Take it onto you like a mother. Nurture it. Put it on your chest. Put it on your breast. Nurture it. Give it what it needs. And it's going to come out to be something beautiful. By the way, you get to know say
That's
like
right.
Republic Nation is already crumbled. It is crumbling. There are people are crying. They are confessing. I shared a video on my Facebook the other day. A lady, it talks so they and not even understand which direction. She has so many things that is hurting her. It be like public. That nation is falling. Make sure that by the time that nation fall reach for down, Frank Biado already will power. Sorry, sir, the talking part. By the time
It's
that nation
okay. I
finish
will
fall,
leave you.
it
You will come up and you will put that in your closing statement. You will print all of that in
sorry,
your
I
closing
push
statement.
time.
And no, you're fine. You don't have to be sorry. You were very concise and precise with what you were saying,
Please,
and it was
Ambazonia
a
is your
powerful
baby.
message.
Take it to your
Yes,
chest and nurture it.
exactly.
And my women,
Yeah.
take it to your chest.
Exactly. So, and I just want to just add more light to what you just said. You and Baby Brown said that it's very important for our people to know that to be able to distinguish between the bad seed and the good seed when it comes to the Ambazonian War of Liberation. We have La Republic politicians and like the likes of Atanganji that you mentioned there, that they have infiltrated our fighting ranks and corrupted our people. And we have criminals within our territory. Well, let's not be ignorant about these things. When we were without a war, we knew we had gangsters, criminals that terrorize our homes at night and kill people for money to rob our homes. Do you think because the war of liberation started, they suddenly disappeared? They are still there, and they will rather use this to further extort from our people. But I am so happy that we've come up to regulate all of these things. Our fighters are out there making sure that they take out all of this bad seed within our fighting ranks so that we can have an army that we can be proud of. People who have pledged their allegiance to fight for the freedom and independence of Ambazonia. And we've done all of this, like Baby Brown said. Even if they took 5,000 from you, you are shouting. You pay this same money to La Republic on a daily basis, and yet they kill you. They don't even protect you. Why are you so stingy to give 5,000 to your fighters who are defending your homes, protecting your life to be able to buy bullets and put in their guns? So I'm happy that the leader of the Ambazonian War of Liberation, Dr. Ayaba, came up with the idea of the liberation tax. And I will just ask you in your closing statement to talk about, encourage people about the liberation tax. But the liberation tax came in to curb down all of this noise that we've heard about kidnapping, extortion, and all of this, because our guys, we've come up in a way that will prepare everybody to be able, you will no longer pay for funerals, for corpses to pass on the street, no more roadblocks and all of this. We are preparing everybody to be a part and parcel of the liberation of Ambazonia. We've always said, the leader have always said that we are the primary investors in our liberation struggle. And that includes you, me, Ground Zero. And Ground Zero is doing tremendously well in in the fight for this and also paying their liberation tax. But the diaspora, are you paying your liberation tax? Have you paid your liberation tax? And this is how we'll wrap up today's event. Let us, in your closing remark, encourage people about the liberation tax and where they can pay. Of course, is on the screen at atla.africa, www.atla.africa. So, Baby Brown,
Yeah.
let's start with your closing
Okay.
remark, please.
All right. Well, I don't get much for talk. Now, just for encourage both our people then for ground zero and for diaspora, say me them pay their liberation tax because that's the right thing to do, not the right thing for do 'em, you know. And I want also talk for our leading organization. I'm sorry, that's the only best organization that have nationalists, the egg of sea. I'm sorry for those who are in the other ones, but I'm sorry I talk about what I know. Yeah.
AGOC is the vanguard of the
Yeah.
Ambazonia War of Liberation.
Yeah.
Say it with truth. There is no reason to be silent.
I dey fear
Say
some
it
person. I know
right.
the fear person in face. Una look me fine. All black legs. Yeah, I know the fear una face. Egg of Sea na the only organization where it get nationalism and where it get nationalist fighters dem for ground. I am sorry, I'm not mixing my words. That one people they supposed to know am. Yeah, if you thief for my front, I will tell you say you don't thief. Voila, and I will attack you. So, but anyway, I want to encourage our organization to keep doing the job they are doing. Make them not get tired. Make our leader not get tired. Make continue to do what we supposed to do with his subordinates, them, all the egg of sea members all over the world. We want thank una so much. May una not get tired. Sometimes we are tired. Like seriously, we are humans, but more think about those who are fighting, who have been fighting for 7 years, those who joined afterwards when their leaders died, they continue, they fight. More think about them. We'll match for. We know sometimes the activities of black legs, the activities of the camouflaged people where they pretend for being nationalists just for then later on show themselves out. They discourage some of our people then, some of our fighters, but I'm here to encourage you people that people should not be discouraged. One day, monkey will go market, will come back. So more pay with liberation tax, more continue with the get confidence, say this egg of sea and ADF fighters, they go liberate we. Yes, they no one give up, so no get reason for give up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lady Brown. Okay, Mami B, your closing remark.
Yeah, talking about that, we want to first of all thank you ACNTV for letting us have this time on the channel, and then we want to thank Dr. Trayaba, the leader of the Ambazonian Governing Council. We want to really appreciate you. That we cannot even thank you enough for everything you've sacrificed, your life, your family, everything. I'm facing my life. I spend this few minutes here, and you have dedicated everything. We are grateful. We are very thankful. We pray that the Lord Almighty Himself will reward you, because we cannot even reward you for what you are doing. All the whole Egosi family, and of course our powerful Mama Wali and immaculate woman of God, Iron Lady, all the ladies that I know, and the ones that I cannot mention their names here. We are so proud of everything that you do, all your hard work, all Mama, someone like Mama Ali, she has given up her life and everything. She comes on live every Monday and talk to the people about Ghost Town. That is amazing. That is powerful. And all those who are fighting in the back, putting in their all, sending in their money. We appreciate you, and your hard work will never go in vain. We salute you. One camion salute. we say keep on the good work. continue to push through. It is a rewarding thing. It's actually a privilege to do something like this. People who don't understand you will never understand it. But what you're doing is beyond what can explain. And then now to our women, know all the external factors who are only looking at those who are looking through the fence, spying through the window to see how far the Ambazonia they go. They are just confused. Please do not be confused. There is no confusion here. If you don't know anything, ask questions. You can reach out to me. Even if you want to ask questions, I will channel you to the people that have all the answers to your questions. Do not be confused. This thing is real and it is happening. This is history that is happening. You do not want to be on the wrong side of history. You do not want to let your children have a misunderstanding. My children right now, anything that is bad, they call it like Republican. That is a side comment, but that
Yeah.
is how you want your children to understand, because you don't want nobody to lie to them in the future or anything. Be on the right side of history. Come back home. There is room for you to come and help your people. Like I already said before, when your life is going on, there is no way that you say, because I have this other problem, then I have to stop this important task that I'm trying to do because I have this problem. No, you continue fire on like a moving train and continue to go forward. Take Ambazonia to your chest, ladies. Women, take Ambazonia to your chest, and the fruits are coming. La Republic is gone. They are gone. They are gone. They are destroyed. There is no hope for them. Nothing good is ever going to come out of that country. It's like joining a cult, right? Joining a cult unknowingly. That is how Anglophones are. You join a cult, and then you realize that, oh, this is a cult. They are drinking blood and eating flesh. I don't like this. Instead of you to come out of the court, you start telling them to stop drinking blood and eating flesh. No, they are not going to stop. That is what they are. That is what they are going to be doing. La Republic is never going to
Okay.
change. They are a bad nation. You just need to come out of it. Stop telling them to give their life to Christ, because their life, they have already given it to the devil. There's no way they are not coming back. Come out
All
of it.
right.
Stop trying to fix a country that has deliberately, vehemently stayed a messed up country. They want to be messed up. Look at all our infrastructures that they destroyed. Before you were born, that nation was sold to France, and there's nothing you can do about it other than to come out of it and stay clear away from them and build yourself up, my ladies. Women, Ambazonian women, if you have Ambazonian blood running inside of you, I'm not saying that you hate Francophone. Don't hate Francophone people. We are against the system that is fighting our women. Our women cannot live a healthy life. They cannot be psychologically free. They are depressed. Their confidence is gone. They have nothing left. Is that the kind of women? Is that the kind of future that you're planning for your children? Because if we don't take this thing to the expected end, our children are in mess. I'm not talking about my children. I'm talking about all of us, including you who is standing outside, your own children included. They are going to be a mess if this thing does not go to the final end. Please come back home. Take Ambazonia to your chest. It is your baby. Carry it with pride.
Thank you. Thank you very
Take
much,
note.
Mami. Thank you very much. Thank you very
Thank
much for
you
that.
very much, Elizabeth.
Yeah, thank you very much for
So
that
take
passionate
note.
shake your drill. Shake no day. Okay. Thank you, ladies, for taking our time to be here this evening, and fellow viewers, fellow Ambalanders across the globe, whether it's in the morning, afternoon, or evening for you, wherever you are. We want to appreciate your time for being here with us this evening. We also want to appreciate you for the incredible work you've been doing. Those of you who have paid your liberation tax, I say shake on a place of a day. And to all our mothers and fathers in Ground Zero who have paid the liberation tax, una cafe day up. We don't know how to appreciate you enough. This is the only way we will free Ambazonia. It's not by talking, it's not by complaining that will liberate Ambazonia. It's by investing in the liberation of Ambazonia that will make us to liberate Ambazonia. What our fighters need is they just need the right materials, the right resources to be able to fight La Republic out of our homeland. And the liberation tax has given us that opportunity to be part of this beautiful journey. And if you want to really tell yourself tomorrow that you contributed in the liberation of Ambazonia, we are encouraging you not just to pay your liberation tax, but continuously invest in the liberation of Ambazonia. Put in money, support the fighters on the ground, feed them, clothe them, give them bullets, give them guns. That is what they need to defend themselves. So, fellow Ambalanders, we appreciate you. Like we said, Go to www.atla.africa and pay for your liberation tax. This is 2024, and we've seen the incredible job that the fighters are doing on the ground. The transitional authorities, the ones that are on the ground doing this, they are doing. So we just want to thank everybody. But for us, the Ambazonian women, since we came out today to talk about women in leadership and also Ambazonian women, we have incredible women who have sacrificed so much, but we've all taken a back seat. And I ask myself, you're taking a back seat. Is Ambazonian liberated yet? Ambazonia is not liberated. Why do you think you have a right to take a back seat and relax when your homeland is on fire? Why do you think you have a right to sleep and relax when your children, your brothers and your sisters are dying? Why do you think you have a right to behave as if nothing is, to normalize death? To see blood and call it and call it strawberry drink, or and call it beetroot drink? No, it's blood, human blood. We must be able to galvanize ourselves and fight the enemy out of our land so that our streets can stop flowing with blood, so that our communities can remain the way they were, so that we can still have the places where our forefathers, our parents are buried. We can still have their graves to remember that these were our parents. We cannot fold our arms and just sit and feel and normalize the killing that is happening in our hometown, and normalize arson, and normalize maiming, and normalize rape, and normalize brutality, genocide. We cannot normalize these things. Fellow Ambazonian women in the diaspora, please stop taking the backseat. Stop telling yourself that, oh, when this thing started, we were there. No, it is not about we were there. It is what you are doing now that makes the difference. If those people who picked up arms when this started have given up, then we will have nobody fighting today on the ground. They have not given up. Why do you think? In the bushes, under the rain, under the sun, they have not given up. Under the most difficult conditions, those in prisons that don't even have places to lay their heads, living under the worst prison conditions, no medical attention, no food to eat, they have not given up. What gives you the right to give up when the war is still on? Why do you think you have a right to give up? It's just because you think, oh, I have like me, I have an Irish citizenship, or I have an American citizenship. I don't need Ambazonia. Hell no, you need Ambazonia. Fellow Ambalanders, a mother does not give up on their child, irrespective of how irresponsible that child is. What they do is they put in every effort to make sure they correct the path of that child. They put in every effort to make sure that that child comes out right. Why do you think you have a right to sleep back or to sit back and watch when your children are dying? We are a communal people. A child who does not come out from your womb does not mean that child is not your child. As long as it's the child of the community, it is your child. So once that child is harmed or that child is under attack, the whole community is under attack. It is our duty as women to come up and support our fighters on the ground. Support those who are defending your homes, the graves of your parents, the houses that you have built. The same houses you travel out to go and build, there are people defending and protecting them. You should be able to stand with those people. For those who are now saying that, oh, I have properties back home, they've all been destroyed. Who destroyed them? La République du Cameroon. Isn't that enough reason for you to not relent your effort to make sure that they are out from Ambazonia, that every one of them is taken out of Ambazonia? That is why we must fight. When you sleep and see Sam Sawyer's body that was decapitated, you saw everything on video, put on the social media, that should give you a reason to fight. If you don't want to fight, they say, give us the materials that we need. If you sleep and think of Mami Api, the way her body was burned If you see those things, it should tell you that I have no right to sleep. I have the right to fight. Baby Martha should tell you that if that is your own daughter, will you stop? Won't you seek for justice until you get justice? Why have you stopped? Is it because baby Martha is not from your own loins? Why do you think you have a right to sleep and sit on the fence and call it that on a thing? Fellow Ambalanders, the way you started, you may have taken the wrong approach. You may have joined the wrong group. You may have been influenced by the wrong people. People who wanted just power and just power alone, and not people who really truly wanted Ambazonia free. I want you to sit back and look at what is happening back home and ask yourself if this is the right thing for you to do by just sitting quiet, ignoring everything. When somebody dies in Ukraine, you're the first person to post. When somebody dies in Gaza, you are the first person to put it up on your Facebook page or on your status. But when a child in Ambazonia dies, it means nothing to you. I want you to ask yourself these questions. Are you doing the right thing? And if you feel in your spirit that what you're doing is the right thing, then we don't need you in this struggle. But if you know that this is the wrong thing you're doing, please, let's gather together as women in Ambazonian War of Liberation, and support our fighters. Not just by paying our liberation tax, but providing them with constant support. Our young girls need to look up to us as examples. They need to look at us and be encouraged. We need to instill certain values in them. And this is what we are being called to do. This year's theme of Women's Day, as you people have been celebrating, it says we should invest in women. We should accelerate the progress. Let us come together as Ambazonian women and invest in our children. Let us invest in the Ambazonian girl child. They are not just objects of rape. They are not just objects of military use. They have values. They are instruments of change. Let us instill in them the value that they may not understand that they have. Once again, I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank most especially the leadership of the Ambazonian Governing Council. For over the years, they've proven themselves. They've been steady. They said they will never blink, and they've never blinked. They are incorruptible. The leader has proven himself, and that is why he's the most feared leader by La République du Cameroon. The only person La République knows when they talk of Ambazonia is Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, nobody else. If they see any other name parading anywhere, they are using it for their political propaganda and to gain international recognition. But Ambalanders, rally behind the person that has stood the test of time. We are all in this together. We've seen it, we've tested it, and we know who can prove himself or has shown us result. Allow your selfish interests, the greed of who came from where, or the greed of wanting to be the one in control. Let's come together and liberate homeland. Once homeland is liberated, we will talk about the other things. I want to thank you all, and from the office of the President of the Ambazonian Governing Council, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, we say I salute all the brave soldiers on the ground, especially our female fighters. We celebrate all our fighters. I just want you to know this, but because today we're talking about women, we just wanted to, really appreciate the women in the fighting ranks of Ambazonia, to let you know that we are with you. As you have not given up, we will also not give up. Thank you very much. God bless you. Long live Ambazonia and short live the struggle. God bless you.
Hail this land of glory, we the Ambazonians, special loyalty. Praise to our Savior who granted us the freedom. Allegiance to the hero who fought along we gather. Glory to glory. fall. Here in a nation flowing rivers and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.